What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be using Supervised Full Self-Driving version 12.3.4. I got this update like last week, so I've been using it for the past week. It's been really good. Now there are some flaws with it, obviously, but for the most part it's very, very good. It rolled out to a lot of people. It's 1 month free. I have the 2024 Tesla Model 3, and after 1 month you can either purchase it for $8,000. They brought the price down from $12K to $8,000, and they got rid of enhanced autopilot. So you can pick it up for $8K or pay $99 a month, which is a pretty decent deal. After using it for a week, like it's something that I'm now considering, which before I wasn't. But nonetheless, we're going to be going to a couple places today, but the main spot that I'm going to is Aldi. I have it right here. I put it in my GPS, about 11 minutes. Here is the interface for 12.3.4. So right here you can obviously see there's different parts where the car can detect if you can park, and if I press one of them, it'll park. I hit auto park ready, hit start, and it will start. But we're not going to do that. We're going to directly go. And if you notice right up here, there is a steering wheel icon. That means it's full self-driving ready. Of course, again, it's supervised. You have to have your hands near the wheel. Sometimes it wants you to put some pressure on the wheel, and you have to have your eyes on the road. Tesla does give you some warnings. If you get like 5 warnings, they completely revoke it from you and you have no access to it. So you got to be really careful. Again, it's supervised, but it's really, really good. So let's go ahead. I'm going to enable. And with older models, you have the gear stocks. With the newer, the 24 Model 3, for example, you don't have the gear stock. So what you do is this button right here, you're going to push it. Like you're going to push press, right? Just like this. So you're going to go ahead. There you go. And it says, please keep your hands on the wheel. Be prepared to take over at any time. So right now it's going on its own. There you go. Let's see where it's taking us. Definitely not taking us in the direction I would have taken. I would have taken that exit right up there. If it takes a right, then I'm going to have to take over. Let's see if it takes a right. And it is taking a right. I don't know why it's taking a right. Maybe it thinks we can, because there's no left turn from there. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to disengage so I can make a turn and go back the other way. Because clearly it doesn't realize that there is no turn here, like turn to the left. I can't make a left turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn right back around, and I still have the address set, but I'm going to have to go through obviously where I need to go through, which is the back right here. There we go. Now let's see if it's going to take us towards the back. Hopefully it does. Its max speed limit is 30. I don't know why it's 30 when it shouldn't. Now it's slowing down, if you notice. Let's see what it's doing. I'm not entirely sure what it's doing. Why is it going so slow? But it's better to be safe than to just drive off, right? The one thing I noticed, it's really hesitant when it's going to. So like right now there's a bunch of cars. That kind of freaked me out. It's driving real close to cars. Nonetheless, it's not the greatest when you're trying to turn or cross a street. Like it's really hesitant like that with oncoming cars especially. So let's see how well it does. So apply slight force to steering wheel. So I did. And oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Ooh, that was a close one. That was very close. Again, like it works, but you do have some panic attacks sometimes. So you have to be really cautious and be able to take over the wheel at any moment. And see, it stopped right before the stop sign. It pulls up a little bit, stops again, and it'll do this for a couple times. And when it doesn't see someone coming from the left or the right, then it'll turn and it'll go the speed limit. So right now the max is at 35. I can obviously change that to like 40 or 45 if I want. And the rest should be fairly easy. So I've had the Tesla Model 3, I think I picked it up, I took delivery on March 6th of 2024, and I've been loving the car already. And this is their refresh. It's Project Highland internally, and long range, dual motor, all-wheel drive. It's awesome. So it's pulling up a little bit. There's a bunch of oncoming cars on the left side. On the right side, there are a couple, and it's slowly proceeding forward. So there, I still see some cars on the left. That car came in real quick. I don't like how that car came in. All right, so after the car on the right and the car, there's actually some more cars coming on the left, but it could have made the turn. It could have made the turn if it really wanted to. Now there's more oncoming cars on the left-hand side, and I don't know if it'll make it on the right. It's really hesitant. Like at this point, I'm going to be driving out into the middle of the road, and I'll still think if it needs to turn or not. Now it's turning, okay? So it turns when there's completely no cars. So apply some slight force, there we go. Or you can just keep it like this if you want to. But it's actually, when it turns, it's kind of magical, I guess you can say. Especially for someone, for me at least, coming from a car that had like really nothing. All of this tech is just mind-blowing. Yeah, I've seen videos on it, and I've seen them in person with other people, and I've seen it on the road, but just being able to use it on your own is a whole different story. So now it's going to turn right from here. See if it makes that turn, because it's a only red. So I can turn on red if I want. Let's see what it does. So apply some slight turning. Kind of have to shake it. So now it's a green, and it's obviously giving me the good to go. There are potholes here everywhere. New York State is the worst with potholes. And there's a car behind me, so it was able to turn right before the car passed me. Good. Now, I think with 12.3.5, or like the next update that's going to come, it's going to work supposedly better by avoiding potholes. And that's, for at least in New York State, it's a huge plus. So we're about 7 minutes away from Aldi. And it goes the speed limit. It doesn't go really over. It'll go over, but it won't like... You're not going to be able to go way over. Because again, it's supervised. It really wants to play it safe. And this way, Tesla is also able to, obviously the car is able to learn more information and just learn off of itself from driving through these streets. So I really do like how this is available for a lot of people. And as you can see, we're passing a green light. And it stays in the lane very well. Like stays almost like perfectly in center. So now it has to switch lanes. So it's switch one over, apply slight turning force, there we go. And right here it has to turn left again. There we go, it's turning left. It sees the car stopping in the front, as you can see from the tail lights, the animation. There we go, wait, there we go. We got the good to go. And, ooh, wow. So now it's picking up to 40, and it stops at 40. So we can raise that to 45, and it'll go up to 45, and that's it. It'll stay at 45. So what the car has to do now, it has to merge. Let's see if it's going to be able to merge. There's an oncoming Beamer. All right, let's see if it merges. And there we go. It merged without any issue. The Beamer behind me is coming up real quick, but you can always just go into the middle lane or the left lane if you want. Because, you know, we're doing some testing here. So as you can see, it's going 46 with a max of 35. That is to be expected, because like right now the speed limit is 35, but right when we were getting on and merging, it was 50. So it does make sense. It dropped real quick, the speed limit. All right, so I just passed by a Legacy Model 3. and still now it's going 35. So I can bump that up to 40. And now we'll go 40. It's a green light, so no issues. Oh, okay. So that was the first time. It was a yellow light, so it didn't know if it was hesitant if it should pass, and it probably detected, you know, how far or the distance and how close I was to the intersection. So it just made the move, and it passed on a red light, or it turned red as I was passing, but it passed on a yellow light. So it really has to, it's really hesitant. I'll put like that's the key word with like making turns and making these decisions. I think humans, I guess, can make better, or I want to say better decisions, but they're able to make quicker decisions. Like if you gotta go, you gotta go. If you're gonna brake, you brake. But with the computer, it puts in a little bit more factors into it. So far it's going straight. There's no need to switch lanes whatsoever until like a little bit ahead. And there's a red light, so it's going to stop. And it stops right at the line, or right before the line. It's very good with that. So I'm going to push the speed limit up to 45, and let's see what it does. You know, and I'll still go to like 35, go a little bit over that, but it's not going to like just press and go real quick. And so far, if you notice, I haven't taken over since the very beginning when I had to turn around. But if you do want to take over, there are a bunch of ways, but the easiest way is obviously press on the brakes and take over with the wheel. And when you press on the brakes, it disengages supervised full self-driving, otherwise known as FSD. There's a lot of work, obviously, that has gone into it so far, but seeing this being rolled out to a lot of customers and consumers with Teslas, it's just wonders. So apply slight turning force to steering wheel. There we go. Yeah, and as if you do keep up with Tesla content, this is not the latest user interface. I think they're updating the user interface real soon. I haven't gotten it yet, but when I do, expect to see some content on there. And I'm planning on making like shorts and other things here on the channel talking about the Model 3 and other Tesla content. If you aren't subscribed, and wow, it shows a huge image, or a live image of the oncoming cars and the intersection. So that's real nice. It even showed that truck passing by right on the red light, making that right turn. But if you want to subscribe to the channel, definitely be sure to do so. I do have my other main channel, MTG Productions, 36,000 plus subscribers, and I make content based on tech. I do have some videos of my Model 3 on there, but I just haven't made, I wanted to make a dedicated channel about Tesla and EV content and leave that just for like consumer tech products like phone reviews, smartwatches, computers, and whatnot. So definitely be sure to check that out as well. And I put most of the time that I have into that channel. Then I have other side channels I'm working on. I do have a Pokemon channel that I really want to embrace a little bit more, but again, it comes down to just the time that I have. And then there's this Tesla Volt. This is my news channel. So if you're new here to this video, hi there. But yeah, that's really, I have like 3-4 channels that I'm working on right now. Obviously, MTG Productions is the largest channel that I have right now. Looking at the map, this is going to probably mess up the Aldi address again. So I'm going to have to take over because it's looping me right here. This is the address to Aldi. If right here, that's Aldi, and it's having me pass through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give a left turn signal and see if it takes that left turn. And it didn't. So it didn't take that left turn. It's doing the same thing again. I don't know why. I tried this last time coming to Aldi, but it does not take me into the right spot. I don't know why. it's bringing me to the same place again. And I was really hesitant making that turn. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disengage at some point. Like, it's bringing me through the houses. But you know what? Let's go through the houses and see how it is with the one lane. This is the second time this has happened to me. It doesn't have the address right for Aldi, or it really does in essence, but it brings me to the side of the road. And I don't want to be brought to the side of the road. I want to be brought to the store. So I'm going to have to disengage at some point. That's why it still needs some work. Here it even shows a house is parked on the side. If you watch as I'm turning on the right, you'll see a Honda Civic parked right here on the side, and it shows it on the side as well. That could have been a Honda. I think that was a Honda Civic or an older Honda Accord at this point. I'm tired. If you want to correct me, go ahead and comments down below. I had a 2012 Honda Civic, and I waited for this refresh to come out, and I'm glad I did. Next up, we'll see what's next, but it's bringing us through the neighborhood. It shows all the cars parked in the driveways of the homes. Let's see where it's going to take us next. It's going to make a left where we came from. Apply slight turning force to steering wheel. Again, it stopped right before the stop sign. It's going to take its time. There's an oncoming car on the left. And it could have turned if it wanted to, but it didn't turn. Again, if it was a human, I would have turned by now. Doesn't see any cars on the right. There we go. It's making that right or left turn. And we're all set to go. It's bringing us to another stop sign, and this is either a left or right turn too. It can't go straight. I need to turn right anyway. Again, it's going to stop right, literally right at the stop sign. You can see right here. Whereas, like, if it's a normal, like if it's a human, then it's going to stop at the stop sign, a little ahead of the stop sign. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to disengage because it's not going to take me to Aldi. And you can see autopilot disengage. What happened? You can press the voice button to send Tesla an anonymous message describing your experience. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to make a right into Aldi, where I do need to go pick up some groceries. And I'm going to have the car park for me. So we're going to try that autopilot experience as well. There we go. We got curbside pickup there. But you know what? Let's do end trip. I want to park a little bit, out here. I want that car to come out and leave because I want to park. And sometimes they're really, people are like thinking that I'm the one driving. So what you have to do is put it into a park, hit that sign, or let's hit this sign, or let's do this sign. Do auto park ready. It says auto park in progress. Press brake to pause. It's slow, but you see how it's turning the wheel. It's going in reverse on its own. And for the most part, wow. You can see the animation. It's not a 360 degree, like it's not a camera's view, because obviously it's not camera, but software, auto park complete, all set to go. That was really good. That was very good. Like the auto parking is really good. I haven't tried things like Smart Summon and all that stuff, but for full self-driving, again, for the most part, like it'll drive, but it didn't bring me to my final destination. But that's okay. I mean, you have every moment where you can just disengage and take over whenever you want. But more content on this is coming soon. Once I get an update. Oh, is it hailing outside? No, it's not. Once I get an update on FSD, like 12.3.5 or 12.4 or something like that, then we're gonna make another video on that. But yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. This is some real good stuff. If you have a Tesla, definitely be sure to check it out. And I'll see you guys in the next episode.